All right. Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to learn. Today we are actually going to do some more questions in order to get prepared for the third term examination, right? So we have selected a past paper again, Southern Province third term test 2018. The questions numbers are here, starting from 176. There's a reason for that. The reason is that means we have completed 175 questions during the past paper class discussions, right? So one important thing that you need to do by yourself is doing all these questions again and see whether you can complete doing all the 175 questions by your own. තනියම කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා බලන්න පුතේ. නැත්තම් questions 5000ක් කරත් වැඩක් නැහැ. ඔයා මගේ උත්තරේ බලාගෙන බෝඩ් එකේ තියෙන උත්තරේ බලාගෙන ලියනවා නම් හරිද? රෑ ඉඳන් එළි වෙනකන් උදේ ඉඳන් රෑ වෙනකන් රෑ ඉඳන් එළි වෙනකන් ගණන් හැදුවත් වැඩක් එහෙම ඉතින් වැඩක් නැහැ. Right? So you need to have some discipline in order to get good understanding about the theories, and then you have to start doing these questions by yourself, right? All right, question number 176. Write down the next two terms of the below number pattern. All right, this is going to be a good question, right? 1/3 and then the next number is 2/3. Who can tell me what is the number or what is the fraction you have to add with the first fraction in order to get the second fraction? What is the fraction? It's obviously a fraction. What is the fraction we need to add along with the first fraction in order to get the second fraction? What do you think?
1/3.
1/3. Very good, right? So once you add 1/3 and another 1/3, you will be getting 2/3. Now you should be able to understand. Pute, 2/3 plus another 1/3 gives you 1. Right? So we have 1, 2, 3 terms given in this number pattern. What is the fourth term? 1 plus 1/3. Tell me that as a mixed number. 1 plus 1/3. Yes, 1 and 1/3. Next one. 1 and 2, 2/3. Let me give you an extra question. What is the number, the next number, right?
2.
You have to take when it comes to the next, when it comes to this number pattern. Yes?
2.
The next number will be 2. Is that clear? Kids, is everyone clear on this? Yes? Can you please put a thumbs up if you are clear on this? Yes, right. Good. It's a good question, huh? Right. We have given a number 155 given as a decimal number. Decimal kila kiyane base 10, right? It's a base 10 number, 155. Right. Convert this given number 155 to the base 2 number. Convert this number to the base 2 number. Right. If we are to convert this given number to a binary number, right, there is a process that we need to follow. What are we going to do is we have to start dividing by this given number by 2. So let's divide 155 by 2. So once you divide this 155 by 2, the answer is what? Yes, 7. Remainder is 1. 15 divided by 2 is 7. Pute, make sure now 155 divided by 2. 155 දෙකෙන් බෙදුවාම උත්තරේ 77යි. හැබැයි මේ you will get a remainder as 1. Make sure to write this remainder. Again dividing 77, the next value by 2. 3, 8. පැරදුනොත් කියන්න හොඳේ මට සමහරලාට වරදිනවා මේවා. Remainder is 1. 38 dividing by 2. Answer is 19. We don't have a remainder. But we have to put that remainder value as 0. නැති වුණාට කමක් නැහැ ලියන්නේ. 19 divided by 2. Answer is 9. Remainder is 1. 9 divided by 2. Answer is 4. Baba, remainder is 1. 4 divided by 2. Answer is 2. Remainder is 0. 2 divided by 2. Answer is 1. Right? Remainder is 0. So we have to divide the given, whatever the given number, up until you get number 1 to here. Until you get number 1, you have to keep dividing from the same number 2. And then you have to make sure that you are writing the remainder amounts as well. If you don't have any remainder, still you have to write 0 as a remainder. Right. Now the ask is to convert this given number into a binary number. You have to start from the last digit and you have to write all these digits in order. Right. So what is the answer? 1 and then 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, base is 2. This paper seems to be a good paper. Right. Who got the correct answer? Whose answers are correct for this one? Uttara hari daru. Right. How much is 4/5 of 250? How much is 4/5 of 250? Pute, 4/5 of 250. So instead of this word of, we can substitute a mathematical operation, right? So 4/5 instead of word of, let's put multiplication symbol and then you are multiplying that by 250. Right? We are to divide 250 by 5. So 250 divided by 5 is 50. Now let's multiply 50 with 4. Here the answer is what? 200 rupees. 50 times 4 gives you 200. Answer is 200 rupees. All right. Is that clear? Yes. All right. Can I move on? Hari, niyamai. Karaganya. Right. Let's move on. Right. Okay. Right. A vendor buys a sari for 1,500 rupees and sells it a price of 1,800 rupees. Find the profit percentage. Asking us the profit percentage, right, of this business. So the buying price of the sari is 1,500. Selling price of the sari is 1,800. So that the profit from this business, the profit gain from this business is, yes, profit is equals 1,800 minus 1,500. Profit is 300 rupees, right? Now the important thing is how to calculate the profit percentage. We have an equation in order to calculate profit percentage, loss percentage, right? All these things, if you can remember, right? We have a, yes, we do have an equation, right? The profit amount, which is 300, you have to divide by what value? Buying price or selling price. You need to remember. From the buying price, otherwise we are calling it as cost. Profit dividing by cost. Then you are multiplying that by 100%. Right? Profit dividing by cost. And then you are multiplying that by 100%. Shall we simplify this? Yes. So let me simplify the fraction 300 over 1,500. Both numerator and the denominator are divisible by 300. So 300 divided by 300 is 1. 1,500, if you divide that by 300, the answer is 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So the profit percentage equals to 20%. Profit percentage is equals to 20%. Clear? All right. So can I move on? Question number 180. Simplify. Pute, a minus 3, this format we are calling it as a binomial expression. This is a binomial expression. We have two terms in this algebraic expression. Second one is also a binomial expression, an algebraic expression with two terms. So here we have a product of two binomial expressions. So how are we going to get the product when it comes to a product of two binomial expressions? How are we going to get the answer? Right. So the method is, let's separate the two terms of the first binomial expression. So when it comes to the first binomial expression, we have two terms, a and minus 3. So what I have done is, I have separated the two terms. Then the next step is, first term of the expression to be multiplied with the second term, full second term, a minus 5. This is also will be multiplied by the same second term, a minus 5. I hope I'm clear. Right. So let's do the multiplication. A times a is a to the power 2. A into minus 5 gives you minus 5a. Minus 3 into a is minus 3a. Minus 3 into minus 5. Here the answer is positive 15. Right? Directed numbers multiplication. These theories we have learned in grade 7 and 8. Hari? දැන් වරද්ද ගන්න බෑ මේවා නම් හොඳේ. හරිද? දැන් මේ almost grade 10 නේ. Right. A squared. Puta minus 5a minus 3a is already minus 8a. Then we have plus 15. Who got this answer correct? Raise your hand if your answer is correct. උත්තර හරි අයත් උස්සන් බලන්න. නියමයි. සුපිරි. Right. Question number 181. Moving on. Question number 181. Factorize 64 minus a squared. Factorize 64 minus a squared. All right. Pute, let me do this question here. 64 minus a to the power 2. Now the process, the way you need to think is this. This is an algebraic expression. We have two terms in this algebraic expression asking us to factorize. Factors වලට කඩන්න කියලානේ කියන්නේ. Right. In these two terms, can we find any common factors? ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙමනේ. මෙහෙම තිබුණා කියලා හිතන්න. 5a minus 15. Can you factorize this algebraic expression? Yes. 5a and 15, these are the two terms in this algebraic expression. Common factor එකක් කියලා ගත්තහම we can write 5a as 5 into a minus 15, 5 into 3. Now this number 5 is a common factor, so that I can take that number 5 out. What to be put inside the brackets? From here you will have a, from the next term we have minus 3, so that we can factorize it like this. So my question is whether I can factorize this algebraic expression like this. We had two terms, we had a common factor. My question is, we are having two terms here. Do we have a common factor? Unfortunately, no. We don't have any common factors here. But can you see a to the power 2, a squared is there, and 64 is also a perfect square number. 64 is also a perfect square number. Right. Let me write 64 in this same format as a squared, so that I can write 64 as 8 squared. And then we have minus a squared. 8 squared minus a squared. X squared minus y squared. Can you remember this part when we learning factors? Right? So when we learning this lesson, right? How did we factorize this kind of an algebraic expression? This is calling as a difference between two squares. This format is, we are calling it as difference between two squares. So how to factorize this kind of an algebraic expression? X plus y times x minus y. So why can't we apply same into here as well? We can apply the same theory into this question as well. Right? So x squared minus y squared, same pattern. 8 minus A times 8, 8 plus A. So this is how we are factorizing this kind of a question. This is how we are factorizing this kind of a question. Clear enough? All right. Raise your hand if you are clear on this, please. All right, let's move on. Right. Right, let's move on. Hari. AB is parallel to CD. Go. AB is parallel to CD in this figure. All right. Find the magnitudes of A and B angles. Find the magnitude of A and B angles. Right? Okay. Baba, this is 60 degrees from vertically opposite angles. A also should be equals to 60 degrees found. Reason is vertically opposite angles. Reason is vertically opposite angles. You don't have to write the reason. I'm just writing. Hari? Hari. Now asking us the magnitude of B. B. You have B here. Now if you take this angle, right, from the alternate angles, the magnitude of this angle also should be equals to B. So let me consider this angle and the magnitude as B. The sum of all the three angles should be equals to 180. Pute can write an equation saying A plus B plus 70, 180. A found out as 60 plus B plus 70 as 180. Right. B plus 60 plus 70, 130 equals 180. B equals 180 minus 130. Magnitude of the angle B is 50 degrees. Clear? Am I correct? Yes. 183. 183. Capacity of a large container is 4 liters. Capacity means the maximum amount of liquid that we can put into this container. මේකට දාන්න පුළුවන් වතුර නම් ලීටර කීයයිද? මේකට දාන්න පුළුවන් වතුර නම් ලීටර කීයයිද? ලීටර 4යි දාන්න පුළුවන්. එතනින් එහාට ගියොත් පිරෙනවා, ඉතිරෙනවා. Right? So the capacity of the large container is 4 liters. 3/4 of the container is filled with coconut oil. And 3/4 amount is filled with coconut oil. Right. So we have coconut oil. Filled with coconut oil. Oil is filled into a small containers of capacity 30 milliliters. Now, when it comes to this small container, the maximum amount of liquid you can put into this container is 30 milliliters. Find the number of containers that can be filled in this manner. So I think what we have to figure out here is amount of coconut oil you have in this large container, right? Amount of coconut oil. Amount of coconut oil in large container. Shall we find that out? So we have 3/4 amount of 4 liters. I hope this is clear. So we have 3/4 amount of 4 liters. Pute 3/4 instead of let's put multiplication. 4 liters, let me write that in terms of milliliters as 4,000. 4,000 divided by 4 is 1,000. 1,000 into 3 is 3,000. So the amount of milliliters you have in the large container is 3,000 milliliters. That is what is not asking in the question. Now asking, in order to completely empty this 3,000 milliliter amount, how many times, or else how many containers you need to have, which the capacity is 30 milliliters. Milliliter 30ක් වෙන චූටි චූටි containers කීයක් fill කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා අහනවා. milliliter 3000යි. So number of containers. Number of containers. ළමයි. Number of containers equals 3,000. Let's divide by 30. Kiyadappa? We can fill, right? Find the number of containers that can be filled. So we can fill 100 containers like this. We can fill 100 containers like this. Hane? Haneda? All right? Varaduna nang hadu patas gala. Varadinna nam bෑ ඉතින් ඈ. වැරදුනා නම් හදමු පටස් ගාලා. හරිද? ටක් ගාලා යමුනේ නැත්නම් වෙලා මදි වෙයි. $184, $185, $186. Price of 5 papos, 600 rupees. Find the price of 5 papos, 600 rupees. To find the price of 8 papos, build up an algebraic equation. Using it, find the price of 8 papos. Ayyo. Right, Komalian, let's consider the price of 1 pepo as x. එහෙම තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ. වෙන විදියක් තියෙනවා නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ වෙන කල්පනා වෙන විදියක් තියෙනවා නම් කියන්න. Let me take the price of 1 pepo as x. So if 1 pepo is x, 5 times 5 pepos will be 5 times x. So 5 times x will be equals 600. So this is my equation. Using it, find the price of 8 pepos. So let's solve this. 5 times x, 600. Let's divide both the sides by 5. X equals 60 divided by 5 is 1220. So the price of 8 pepos, right? Price of 8 pepos will be 8 times x. Now the value of x is 120. Find price of 8 pepos will be 960. එච්චර හොඳ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙමෙයි වගේ කමන්නේ. හරි. All right, question number 185. Moving on, question number 185. ළමයිනේ. Find the value. A to the power 4 to the power 2 into A over A to the power 1. Right? So this part we are calling it as power of a power. So A to the power 4 itself a power. And then again we have power outside. So that is, we are calling it as a power of a power. So how are we going to get this answer? Me put A to the power 4 times 2 means, if you want, you can write it as A to the power 4 multiplying again by A to the power 4. Right? So 4 plus 4 gives you a to the power 8. So you can get that answer directly by just taking the product of 4 and 2. Right? So that will be a to the power 8. This one I can write it as a to the power 1 dividing by a to the power 1. Right? This is a very easy question. You can cancel out a to the power 1 with a to the power 1 in the denominator. Answer is a to the power 8. Okay. Can I move on to the next one? 186. Question number 186. Let's move on. Question number 186. Right. Write this number 0.00101 in scientific notation. Pute, I think we have done almost each and every question paper which we have done so far. We found a question from the lesson scientific notation. Parana papers නමේම අරන් බලන්න scientific notation ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබුණ නැද්ද කියලා. ඔය ප්‍රශ්න 9යි මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ 10යි. ඔය ප්‍රශ්න 10න් ඔයාට මේ ටර්ම් එකේ එන මේ ටර්ම් ටෙස්ට් එකේ එන ප්‍රශ්නේ හොයා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඈ. ඔතනින් එළිය නම් ගණන් එන්නේ නැහැ ඉතින් එහෙම. හරිද? එහෙනම් ආයි කරන්න මේ ගණන් 200 ආපහු කරන්න හොඳේ. නිකන් ඔහේ මං කරනකොට මට කලින් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. ප්‍රොසෙස් එක තමයි මට කලින් ඕගොල්ලෝ ගාන හදලා තියෙන්න ඕන. සෙන්සුරාදා පන්තියේ දුන්නාම අද මේක හදලා තියෙන්න ඕන. ඒක ඩිස්කෂන් එක තමයි හරිද වැරදිද කියලා බලා ගන්න ඕන. ඊටත් පස්සේ තව පාරක් තනියෙන් හදන්න පුළුවන් නම් නියමයි. හරි? සතියේට පැය දෙකක්වත් වෙන් කරන්න තනියෙන් මැත්ස් ටික කරගන්න. මේ මාසේ විශේෂයෙන්ම ටර්ම් ටෙස්ට් එකට ලෑස්ති වෙන මාසේ අඩුම තරමේ සතියේට පැය දෙකක් ටයිම් ටේබල් එකක් හදාගන්න. මැත්ස් වලට පැය දෙකක් දෙකමාරක් වෙන් කරගන්න. පුළුවන් තරම් පේපර්ස් කරන්න. පාඩම් වශයෙන් අරගෙන කරන එක නම් එච්චර සාර්ථක වෙන්නේ නැහැ මේ වෙලාවේ. හරිද? අච්චු පොතේ තියෙන ගණන් ටික ඔක්කොම හදනවා වගේ කවුරු හරි හිතන් ඉන්නවනම් ඒවා නිකන් වෙන්නේ නැති වැඩනේ. ඒකෙන් පොඩි ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් ප්ලෑන් එකකට යන්න. හරිද? වෙලාව පොඩ්ඩක් බැලන්ස් කරගන්න. හරි ඕනවට නිකන් බොරු ප්‍රෙෂර් එකක් ගන්න එපා. හැබැයි වැඩ කරන්න. හරිද? තව සති 4ක් තියෙනවනේ විභාගෙට. තව සති 5ක් තියෙනවනේ. දෙසැම්බර් මාසෙනේ විභාගෙ තියෙන්නේ. තාම පාඩම් කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. දැන් පාඩම් කරොත් අමතක වෙයි වගේ හිතෙනවා නම් හරිද? ඒ වගේ පඬිතයන්ට හොඳ පාඩමක් ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි දෙසැම්බර් මාසේ වැඩ කරන්නේ ගෙදරilla නිකන් උඩ බලාගෙන ඉන්න එපා. කාටුන් ටික ෆිල්ම් ටික බල බල ඉන්න එපා. බලන්න බැලුවත් කමක් නැහැ. පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න. හරිද? ටයිම් ටේබල් එකක් හදාගෙන ඒකත් ෆලෝ කරන්න. පැය දෙකක් දෙකමාරක් මැත්ස් වලට වෙන් කරන්න. හරි? අනිත් සබ්ජෙක්ට් ගැන මට උපදෙස් දෙන්න බෑනේ. මැත්ස් වලට පැය දෙකක් දෙකමාරක් වෙන් කරන්න. පේපර්ස් ටික කරන්න. මගෙත් එක කරපු පේපර්ස් ටික ආපහු කරන්න. ටියුට්ස් වල දීලා තියෙනවා පාස් පේපර්ස් ගණන් ඕන තරම් ඒවා කරන්න. ඉස්සරහට ලබන සතියේ ඉඳන් හෝම්වර්ක් වලටත් වෙනම ෆුල් පේපර් එකක් දෙනවා තනියෙන් ගෙදරදී කරන්න. මේකටත් අමතරව පන්තිය කරන එකටත් අමතරව ගෙදර කරන්නත් තව පේපර් එකක් දෙනවා. හරි? කරන්න ඉතින් කරමු ලොකු ප්‍රෙෂර් එකක් නිකන් ලොකුවට ඔළුවට බරක් දා ගන්න දෙයක් නෑ. හැබැයි ටික පිළිවෙලට වැඩ ටික කරගෙන යන්න. හරිද ළමයි? නිකන් ලකුණු 50ක් 60ක් අරගෙන ඉතින් වැඩක් නෑ නේ මෙච්චර ප්‍රශ්න එහෙම කළා. ලකුණු 50ක් 60ක් නිකන් ඉස්කෝලේ ගිහිල්ලා ඉගෙන ගත්තත් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ටියුෂන් ක්ලාසස් යන්න ඕනත් නෑ ලකුණු 50ක් විතර ගන්න නම් ඇත්තටම හරි ඒකෙන් ටිකක් පිළිවෙලට වැඩේ කරමු right okay right let me bring this decimal yes when we writing a number in scientific notation the requirement is to bring the decimal point move the decimal point here and there in order to get a number in between 1 and 10 so once you bring the decimal point in between 1 and 0 here you will get 1.01. Now here 0.00101 is not equals to 1.01. මේ දෙන්න equal නෑනේ ළමයි. මේ දෙන්න equal වෙන්න නම් මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? You have to divide this number, this one. You have to divide this number by 1, 2, 3. 1 and 3 zeros. මං කියන කතාව පැහැදිලිද කියලා බලන්න. 0.00101 equals not to 1.01 but to 1.01 divided by 1000. I hope you agree. Right. Now when it comes to scientific notation we have to fulfill two requirements. First thing is you have to create a number in between 1 and 10 the first part and then the second part should be a power of 10. Right. Let's convert this number 1000 into a power of 10. Right. 1.01 dividing by 1000 is 10 to the power 3. Let's bring this 10 to the power 3 to the Numerator 1.01 into 10 to the power minus 3. All right. Who got the correct answer? Raise your hand if your answer is correct. Very good. Hondaini. Shock. Nice. හරිද? Okay. recording එකත් මම share කරන්නම්. හරිද? කාට හරි අවශ්‍ය නම් recording එකත් බලලත් ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන්. 187 වලට එන්න. Question number 187. The midpoint. Name the midpoint of the line PQ and X and construct the perpendicular to PQ at X. I think a question like this. I actually don't know how to use this the pair of compasses in this board. Let me learn by next week, and by next week onwards we'll use the pair of compasses as well. Right. We have a line PQ. The midpoint of this line PQ is, let's say, X. Construct the perpendicular to PQ at X. What is that he's asking? What is this he's asking? The midpoint, the line segment which is going through the midpoint of a line segment and perpendicular, we have a special name for that. That is calling as the perpendicular. That is calling as what? The line is which is going through the midpoint of this line segment and perpendicular to the first line segment. එයාගේ නම මොකක්ද? chat එකට දාන්න බලන්න. Yes, that is calling as the perpendicular bisector. කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? You have to take more than half of a length of PQ. PQ දුරෙන් භාගයකට වඩා වැඩි දුරක් ගන්න. හරිද? Keep the needle point at this point P. Draw an arc here. යටිනුත් එකක් අඳින්න. Without changing the distance. Don't change the distance. Keep the needle point at point Q now. Draw an arc here and intersect the other arc as well. මේ දෙක මෙහෙම connect කරාම you will get a perpendicular bisector. Right? Okay. 187. Put construction එකක් ලෝකයි වලින්. Right. 88, 89, 90. පටස්. දරුවෝ. Solve this in the equation. Right. පුතේ x over 2 equals 5. Now asking us the value of x. To eliminate all the other terms other than x in the left hand side, you need to check what are the mathematical operation that x and the other terms connected, and you have to apply the opposite mathematical operation of it. Now when it comes to x and 2 connected with a division symbol, the mathematical operation you have is division. So the opposite mathematical operation to division is multiplication. So let's multiply left hand side of the equation by 2, and let's do the same, whatever the thing you have done to the left hand side, we have to do it to the right hand side as well, so that we have to multiply the right hand side also by number 2. Let's do it. Right. Okay. All right. මේ බලන්න. X over 2 multiplying by 2, 5 also multiplying by 2. Put a 2 divided by 2 is 1. We only have x in your left hand side equals to 10. Easy questions. Find the value of x using the given data. Find the value of x using the given data. Right. The magnitude of this external angle 110. Magnitude of this angle is 150. They are talking about external angles. Let's take the external angle, the other external angle as y, and someone can quickly find out the value of y instead of finding the value of x. X වල value එක හොයන එක පැත්තක තියලා y වල value එක හොයලා දෙන්නකෝ. Now, when it comes to a triangle, what we know is the sum of three external angles equals 360, right? Pute y plus 110 plus 150 equals 360. Y plus 260 equals 360. Y equals 360 minus 260. Pute y is equals to 100 degrees. Right? X plus y is equals 180. X plus y equals 180. X plus 100 equals 180. X equals 180 minus 100. X equals to 80 degrees. Okay. Clear? In the ABC right angled triangle, AB length equals A centimeters. May right angle triangle kinone. So this should be a right angle, 90-degree angle. Harida, AB equals A amount of centimeters. BC equals L amount of centimeters. Area of the triangle equals may A square centimeters. Build up an expression using simple A and L. Make A the subject of it. A is the area. May area of a triangle equals half times base length into what? Perpendicular height. Perpendicular height. Harine. Hari. May all these informations has been given. A equals half times. Put a base is given as A. Perpendicular height is given as L. So we can write it as A equals half times AL. එහෙම නැත්නම් AL over 2. The final version is AL over 2. Final answer is AL over 2. හරිද? කරගෙන යන්න. හරි 90 done. Right. පුතේ තව චුට්ටයි තියෙන්නේ අපි හදාගෙන යන්න ඈ. කම්මැලි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. වැඩ ටික කරගෙන යන්න. Right. පරණ papers අරන් බලන්න එකම જાතිය ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩක නෙමෙයිද අපි ඉන්නේ කියලා. හරිද? වෙන අවුරුදු වල නම් සමහරවිට මෙච්චර papers කරන්න හම්බෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හරිද? මොකද පාඩම් ටික ඉවරනකොට විභාගෙ තියෙනවනේ. දැන් මේ පාර ලොකු chance එකක් හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා. මාසිකුත් වැඩිපුර තියෙනවා ඈ. හරි? ඒකින්ද මේ පාර නම් excuses කියන්න එපා විභාග වලට ලකුණු අඩු කරගෙන ඈ. හරිද? අඩු කරගෙන කියලා කියන්නේ 80ට වඩා අඩුයි නම් අඩුයි තමයි ඈ. හරි? Find the circumference of the circle with diameter 14 centimeters. So diameter equals 14. Therefore, radius equals 7 centimeters. What is the equation that we can use in order to find the circumference of a circle? Circumference of a circle, we representing it as C, equals to phi r. 2 times phi is 22 over 7. Radius is 7. Put 7 divided by 7. 1. 2 times 22 is 44. So the circumference of the circle is 44 centimeters. One of the most easy question we have in this paper. Uttara hari ay ata ussum bala. Uttara hari daru ata ussum bala. Uttara hari giya නැද්ද? Hurry, nice. Okay. 92, write down the inequality represented on the number line. Pute, right. So the shaded part is here to here. This circle is already shaded and this circle is not shaded. So we have a value in between. Let's represent that value as x. This particular value should be less than 1, but it sometimes it can be equals to 1 as well. And also that value is greater than minus 1. So the inequality represented on this number line is minus 1 is less than x, x is less than or equals to 1. Clear enough? All right, moving on, kids. Pute. Letters of the word home. Letters of the word home. Right above set with its elements. Normally, when we writing a set, we have to represent it using in English alphabet capital letter. So let me write it as A, right? And then the elements will be written within curly brackets. And also to separate the elements separate karanna, we have to put a comma mark. We do not repeating the same element again and again. හරිද? මහරගම කියලා තිබුණොත් එහෙම මතකයිද? මහරගම. හරිද? So what are the letters? මයන්න හයන්න රයන්න ගයන්න මයන්න තමයි. හැබැයි මොනවාද ලියන්නේ? මා හා ර ග. That's it. ඔච්චරයි අපි ලියන්නේ. හරිද? Right. Now in this case H O M E ඔක්කොම ලියන්න වෙනවා. Find the probability of randomly selected letter is O out of this. So how many total elements are there? 4. We have one O letter. So the probability is 1 over 4. Probability is 1 over 4. All right. Probability is 1 over 4. Harada Baba. All right. Clear? Yes. Right. 194 and 95. Find the bearing of A from B. Let's say we have a person at this point B. B valindane balanne, right? What is the angle that he need to rotate towards his clockwise direction in order to see this point A? Let's continue this the north direction. May balanna. Right, these two are parallel lines. The sum of allied angles within a pair of parallel lines is 180. This angle is 30 degrees. So this one is 180 degrees. 180 plus 30 is 210. So bearing is 210 degrees, right? So when we writing bearing, we have to start measuring from north direction. We have to measure towards clockwise direction, and the values should be written using 3 digits. Matakai neda? 10 for A110. If the mode of this set of data is twice the median, hence find the mean. Mode of this set of data is twice the median. Hari. Okay. Find the mean. Hari. May. I think mode is a hint is given, right? A hint is given, right? The mode of this set of data is twice the median. So what do you think? What is the value of A?
5.
Correct. A should be 5, right? You have to think a little on that. ඒකට නම් මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි කියලා equation දාලා මුකුත් ගන්න බෑ. හරිද? චුට්ටක් කල්පනා කරන්න වෙනවා. Right. Now let's write these numbers in ascending order. 1, 4, 5, 10, 10. A5 උනානේ. The mode of this set of data, mode කියන්නේ 10, is twice the median. Median කියන්නේ මේ මැද ඉන්න කෙනානේ. මැද ඉන්න කෙනා වගේ දෙගුණයක්. Hence find the mean. ඔක්කොම ටික check කරලා මේ පාඩමේ. Mean කියන්නේ average. So how are you going to get the average? 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 10 plus 10 dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 20, 30. 30 divided by 5. Answer is 6. So the mean value is equals to 6. Mean value is equals to 6. Harida, is that clear? So if you find any difficult questions, මේක ආපහු කරගෙන යනකොට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් මගෙන් අහන්න. හරිද? මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. විභාගෙට හොඳට සූදානම් වෙන්න. Right? Next week also we will be doing a separate paper. හරිද? So we'll meet again with a separate paper discussion.